it very well before you write down anything. And you need to also, once you take down the key points, you need to summarize and like you need to summarize those key points so that you like sorry, you need to summarize those key points to avoid writing jargons or to avoid taking unnecessary things that are not relevant. That's the number one.
Okay. Yeah. Uh, Pearl and gift. Yes, that's a good one. That's very fantastic. Um, any you have any ideas? Any? Are you with us? Okay. So now it says define note taking and state the source material it typically originates from. Now, note taking is the activity of writing down points, just like you said, Pearl, from lectures or speeches. Same thing you said, Gift. Now, when we talk about the source material is spoken or auditory. That's it.
Mm,
Spoken or auditory. What I mean is such as live talk, audio recording, video, or seminar. These are the source material it comes out from.
mm,
It was asked in your self-assessment exercise in the unit. So let's take note of that. So
okay,
the source material is spoken or auditory, such as a live talk, audio recording, video seminar. Do we understand? Now, second question says,
sorry, if I can,
yes,
sorry, if I can ask a question.
yes.
Like, okay, that first material is talking about how, like, is it talking about how we will, like, how we, like, the question doesn't come up in my head. Like, is it talking about how we attain the, like, is it, should I put attain or how you go about with the next setting?
What is
Like,
talk?
we say,
Hmm.
can you explain more?
Okay, so when we say the source material, it means where do we get notes, or how do we get, or how do we end up writing notes, or how do we end up with note taking? The only way we can end up with note taking is when we're listening, because it's listening based.
Okay,
So the source where note taking is going to be derived from will be spoken source, will be a spoken source or auditory source, meaning that live talk, audio recording, video, seminars, things like that.
okay.
Hmm. Now, do you understand, Gift?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, the second question says, Annie, where are you? Is Annie in this class?
Yes.
All right. So the second question says, distinguish clearly between note taking and note making. And we can provide one practical example for each.
Distinguish clearly between making and not making provide me clear example for each. Okay, okay, okay. Note making refers to the act of taking notes or writing source such as textbooks, journal, and notebook, like reading based. That's for note making. While note taking is the act of jotting down or writing down from a lecturer or speeches like seminar or whatsoever. The difference between these two is the difference between note taking and note making is note making. You have to read your. Let me use an example. Our course material, for example, you have to go through your course material by yourself. You read, you understand what you're reading, and you get the main point. Understand? You take the main points like that. It's just you reading. You create your own notes by yourself. While in note taking is not is the other way around. You have to listen to the lecturer or from a media. Maybe you're listening to a video or online classes. Like now, as for example, now the way we are now in the class, we is not taken because we have to listen to you to get the main point. So that's the difference between note taking and note making.
Wow, that's perfect.
I'm done, sir.
That's perfect. Okay, yeah, you actually said it all. Um, you said it all. Excuse me. Note taking, note making. Yes, note taking done from spoken sources, writing notes while listening to a professor as an example, or lecture, or like you said, what we're doing now, and note making done from written sources, summarizing points from our units, point from a textbook, from a course material, and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. That's good. That's good. Nice one, gift. Very authentic. Okay, so now, third question. Why is understanding considered the second crucial step after listening carefully in the process of taking notes from a lecture? Why do we think that is? Third question.
Why is understanding more okay? When we said understanding is more crucial in note taking, because without understanding, you don't know you won't be able to get the main point. Without understanding, you won't know what to write because you'll be writing rubbish at the end of the day. So it is very, very important that you need to listen first to understand because you cannot listen if you don't listen, you won't be able to understand. You can't tell me you don't listen and you don't understand what that is nonsense. So you have to listen first, which is number one very important step for you to understand what the lecturer or the speaker or the educator is saying, whoever you're listening to, you have to listen first so you'll be able to understand. Is when you understand, that's when you'll be able to get points from what the speaker is saying. It's only once when you listen, you digest everything the person says, you'll not be able to understand, and then you now have to write down what you understand. Because most people don't really get what don't really write down what the speaker is saying. They only listen to understand. It's from when they understand, that's okay. This is how it is. They have to write down what you understand, what you so that if they ask you, you'll be able to explain in your own way or the way the teacher or the lecturer explains. So that's why with understanding is very, very important in terms of taking notes because you have to calm down to get the main point. Because if you are not understanding, if you are rushing, you'll be writing everything, you'll be writing even okay, for example, if the lecturer is saying come, go, do this, you'll be writing all those things. At the end of the day, you won't be able to pick one particular point or you won't be able to get anything from what the person has been saying so far. So you need to listen first, then you understand to digest to be able to get points on what the person is saying. That's my own understanding.
Uh, yes, that's good. Very good. You just broke down the entire thing. Like you told us the main point. Do we have any other person that would like to share on why you think understanding is considered the second crucial step? Or no? Okay, so gift, you were able to break it down, but there is one word that you left out. The speaker, um, understanding is crucial because as a student, you must comprehend the
So I
point.
didn't,
Yes?
okay. I didn't really get you very well.
Okay. I said there was just a word, one word you left out. It says understanding is crucial because the student must comprehend the point, just like what you said. Okay? The student must comprehend the point the speaker is making before attempting to write it down. Failure to understand leads to writing irrelevances or incorrect information. Please take note of the irrelevances because that's what that was mentioned multiple times in your unit. So failure to understand leads to irrelevances or incorrect information. This was actually what was um, said in your unit. So, and when we talked about understanding at the second part, we also made mention of irrelevances. Let me see. Remember when we said, mm, okay, notes should only be taken after the point has been understood. And where is this other part of uh there's another part that made mention of irrelevances.
That's when they say do remove irrelevancies.
Yes, under the do's and don'ts, do remove irrelevances. So you should understand so that you do not write or you do not include irrelevances, things that don't make sense, incorrect information. Yes, or incorrect information, things that don't make sense. So that's number three. Okay, number four, list briefly and explain four essential requirements for active listening. Now, this is remember your unit one. So we're revisiting unit one, you know. So list and explain briefly, just briefly, no need to, briefly, just tell us something about it. Four essential requirements for active listening. Remember your unit one, who can tell us?
Now unit one.
Yeah, this was unit one.
Um, mm, active listening.
hmm What was the first requirement for active listening? The first one, the first requirement we made for active listening, we stated. What was it?
Mm, comment, concentrate,
Any?
mm,
I didn't hear you, any.
Is it attention?
Okay.
concentrate, concentration.
Attention, concentration. Those were second to the first. The first requirement for active listening was something. We talked about it for quite a long time. We won't use the deaf and dumb to, you know, as an illustration.
This hold on, I remember. So the English have fly away.
Okay.
Think, listening.
Can you remember?
Any you want to try? Pearl, blessing.
I can't remember the way it was arranged actually, but
Okay.
I could remember attention, then listening to comprehend and comprehend while listening
That
stuff.
function, that you get yeah.
What do you say?
Is it functioning hearing like
Functioning
make
ears. Yes, that's the first requirement. Functioning ears. Okay. The four requirements for active
functioning
listening.
hearing?
Functioning ears. Then the second was concentration. And then the third was ability to think
Functioning hearing
along. And the fourth is ability to
with the
anticipate.
speaker, anticipate what the speaker is saying,
Yes.
and the speaker was ability to make important time codes
hmm So,
and ability to relate or connect to ideas.
yeah, exactly. Those were essential requirements for active listening. Now, functioning ears was
Yeah,
it the basic physical ability to hear. Concentration, we can explain that as maintaining focus to avoid interruptions and noise. And then the third one, ability to
yeah.
think along, tracking the speaker's ideas to
Sorry,
prevent
the
the mind from wandering.
full attention
hmm And then the
and
fourth
the
one,
ability to
anticipate. Ability to anticipate, we
the ability
have
by listen along with the speaker to
yes,
recognize the verbal tensions and all of that.
exactly. For the anticipation is using signals and signposts to predict the speaker's next point. So we get
Yeah.
it. So those are the four essential requirements. All right. Now, the fifth question, what is the main danger of using too many abbreviations or making notes too brief? I think that's the last point we discussed.
What was
What's the main danger of using too many abbreviations or making notes too brief?
to say um making notes too brave
hmm
my listen, like you don't need to be so brave that the meaning becomes unclear even to you. Like maybe if you put like you write a very short note, you won't be able to understand it, like you'll be confused yourself like what was it or what was that one? If the note is too big, it's gonna cause confusion
Very
and you won't be able to understand it very well.
yes, that's what we said. That's correct, Gift. Thank you. It says the main danger is that notes will become incomprehensible, meaning it will become unclear to the student later on, and it will defeat the purpose of you taking the notes in the first place because you made it too brief or you used too many abbreviations. You might just get confused, just like you said. So that is correct. The reason why we're practicing this is on how to develop your writing skills. I can as well put it in objective format, but I think we've been toying a lot with objective format and all that. So after this class, I'll still drop in your OBJ. You can go and click, but I just want us to use more of our practical skills, writing and thinking skills. All right, don't worry, we'll close Blessing. We'll close in 14 minutes. I know we have work tomorrow, Blessing, so I'll ensure we do that. Just 14 minutes. Okay, so now let's take some more questions. These ones now are based on practical applications on what we've been doing. Mm, all right. So now those are practical application questions. And number six says, state three key rules that govern what a student should write down when taking notes from a lecture.
That's what
State, yeah,
means.
three key rules that govern what a student should write down when taking notes from a lecture.
Which is one,
Yeah, we
the
made,
main point.
okay, okay.
You're saying something, I think what to
No, I was saying we already made mention of that a lot, but you're already bringing it out. Yes, keep going.
say. Hello?
I can hear you. You said the main points as one. What's the second?
Details. Yeah.
Details. Okay, so details, not irrelevancies. All right, we need one more.
Mm, last one.
Important. Mm-mm.
Okay, you said one is main points, the other you said remove irrelevancies. That means just write details. And the third one,
There's only one, like, the note is, oh,
concise points, right? Not full sentences, concise
there's
points.
not full sentence.
Okay, so yes, put down the summary of the main points, remove irrelevancies, like details that are not central to the topic, remove it, and write
Yeah,
concise points, not full sentences. See,
yeah.
quite easy. Okay, now let's go to number seven. It says list three common situations where a student should engage in note making according to our unit.
What did you say?
Maybe in a live
Sorry,
class.
I didn't get.
Three common situations. Pearl, remember this one says note making, not note taking. List three common situations where a student should engage in note making according to our unit.
Where should engage in note making?
Please,
Okay,
can you
one,
don't
should
understand the question?
should a
Yes, please.
student can engage in note making through a classroom.
Through a classroom. But is that practical? I could be in a classroom and not take note or make note.
It
Ble- Blessing, you were
it
saying
is
something.
practical because
No, I don't understand. I don't get the question. I'm trying to say.
Okay, for instance, it says three common situations where I, as a student, should engage in note making. Remember, note making is when get, we create our own notes after reading from a textbook or something. So my first situation will be when reading a textbook in a library, or maybe when reading a textbook in the classroom. I can make my notes. That can be my first common situation.
Yeah,
You guys,
that's why I
situation,
said, that's why I said, that's why I said in the classroom because you can make a note in the classroom.
but you didn't make the points textbook. We make notes
Yeah,
either.
I was still talking before you.
Ah, okay, all right. Okay, so you were going to say, um, in the classroom from a textbook. Is that what you were going to say? Okay. What about second point or third point?
Second
From
point, from a library to reading from a library, you can um create your own notes from a library. And even reading in your house, yes, you can read in your house and create your notes. Even at the place of work, if you're reading a textbook, a journal, you can read those and then create your notes.
Okay, thank you. Now, let's take note. It is very important that whenever you're talking about note making, always state the material, the source material, textbook, journal, um, directory, course material, course document. Just make use of those key points or key words whenever you're talking about note making. So yes, you're all correct. Um, reading the textbook in the library, reading reading an encyclopedia at work, or you said reading a recent journal. Okay, so you can do that when consulting an open university directory, like what we're doing. We can engage in note making. Okay, do we have any further additions to that? Any further additions? Any further subtractions?
Oh,
All right, so now, mm, next question, number 8. All right, we have 5 minutes. Blessing, don't worry, I'm taking note. I also want to really go and crash. Like I've not really had proper sleep. Okay, so why is the use of abbreviations and symbols essential when listening to a speaker who delivers a lecture at a fast pace?
these visual symbols.
Okay, one quick question. Have we met people like this before?
Yes,
Like you see speakers or lecturers, like when they're talking, it's very
yes,
difficult. Very, very difficult to grab because these guys are super fast, you know.
yes.
Man, and how was your experience?
So I was not good though because I wasn't able to catch up with the person. What I did was to on my phone record down to just record. I just closed my book and then put my phone down to record everything the person said. So when I got home, I had to sit down, now go through the record again and was able to get something from what he said. That was how I did.
And you were able to do what? Note taking. Okay,
Yes.
I get that, I get that. So why do we use abbreviation and symbols? Let's say I was a fast speaker and you're practicing note taking. So why are you going to use abbreviations and why are you going to use symbols?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
let's say I was a fast speaker.
Mm,
I speak very fast, and you all are engaging in note taking. So the number of 8 questions is, why would you use abbreviations and symbols?
because using abbreviation and symbols is because it saves time. Like it actually saves time because I won't have to be writing the word long. I'll be writing it short and using symbols like examples and all of that. It's going to be very very easy for me to be able to follow up with you, and I have to make sure my notes must remain comprehensible. Like, it feels familiar, it just saves time, sha. It makes it easier for you to catch up with the lecturer or the teacher.
Fantastic. You said the most important thing, save time, so you can catch up. Beautiful, excellent, brilliant, wonderful. Mwah. So, yes, they are essential because they save time, allowing the student to capture key concept quickly and keep up with the fast pace of the speaker. You just, you nailed it. That's it. Mm, yes. Let's see. Oh, we still have 1 minute 40 seconds. Explain the purpose of leaving wide margins and plenty of space between headings in your notes. Yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah, we talked about explaining. While really plenty, is it, what was the question? Living.
Explain,
Let's read the question again.
yeah, explain the purpose of leaving wide margins and plenty of space between headings in your notes.
Okay. For later additions, like for later additions,
To create additional information, right? Or facts.
yes, like comments or facts that relate to the references, like what we have, like the subheading and
Thank you. That's it. That's just correct. The spaces and margins are
I didn't
reserved.
put it very,
You say?
I thought I didn't put it very well.
Yeah, well, we can just say that the spaces and margins are reserved for writing additional information or facts that you as a student may discover after the lecture, or probably during private study, or for later comments and references. Beside that point, beside that heading, that space you left, you just add in your own understanding, chip in your own words, chip in what you were able to discover and find out because it is relating to that point. So that note taking is going to be superb. Your note is going to be, fantastic in a way. All right, so it is 11:30 and this is where we're going to clock it for the day. Clock it.
It's 11:29.
Seriously, really? Ah,
Yeah,
my
within
wristwatch,
1 minute.
my wristwatch says 11:30. Uh-uh.
PG is
Check
eleven
your
thirty
calendar.
already, please. We have one by 5.
Yeah,
It's just now that it's 11:30.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so um, till we meet again tomorrow, let's sleep well and get ready for work tomorrow because, well, tomorrow is slow Tuesday, so Tuesdays are better than Mondays actually. See you guys when I see you guys. I'm going to
Sir, hold
crash.
on, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah. hmm
Okay, so the main questions like 10 to 15. Whenever we have this GST 101, we have to answer these questions
Yes, we'll
before
answer the
moving to the
questions
next one.
and then we'll move to Unit 4.
When
Yes.
look at this GST 101 is so much simple. Okay, sir.
Yep.
Have a good night, sir.
And you too. Good night, everyone. Good night, Miss Blessing. Bye.
Yeah.
Good night. Good night, sir. Good night, everyone.